Hi everyone, it's April with Hair 101 and I'm going to talk about being a jerk. No, didn't sound right. Hi guys, it's April with Hair 101 and I'm going to talk to you guys today about a topic someone emailed me about. They asked me, how do I deal with horrible people in the salon? And I'm going to talk about both clients and stylists. So I think the person that was contacting me was asking about how to deal with unkind client, how to deal with unkind coworkers in a salon. And she had just started in a salon, and I guess that they weren't being that nice. They were petty and catty and fighting and talking bad about other people. And she said, how do I get out of that? Or like, what do I do to make it just, like, I think she just wanted it to go away. Like, how do I stop it? How do I stop the cycle of like vicious, horrible relationships in the salon? And this is a tough one for me because I think a lot of it has to do with what you allow people to say to you. Like, that may sound hard. You can't really make someone change. Like, if you're in a bad salon and there's people that you don't like to be around, then that's really tough. Like, you might want to find a new place to work. And the sooner the better, because you don't want to build up your clientele and feel stuck there if it's someone that you really just can't get along with. However, before you try that, I would try several things before I would just abandon and give up, because I don't think giving up is always the easiest, healthiest thing to do. I think that it's better to go through hard things and learn and be tough and go through the tough things and learn from it than it is just give up and run away. So with that said, these are some tips and some advice that I would give to someone in a situation where they were somewhere where they weren't happy because of other people being unkind or talking bad about other people. Maybe you even have someone in the salon that's stealing clients. You have to watch my stealing clients video below to see what I think about that. But maybe they really are. Maybe they're just out to get you, conniving, taking whatever they can from you. And so here's my advice. So as far as like stealing, I know that when I worked in a booth rent salon that sometimes there was borrowing without returning things, and it happens. You're in a space with a lot of other stylists, and sometimes a lot of the time people don't even realize they're doing it really because they're in the moment of like, oh, I just ran out of foils. I don't have another box. Crap, nobody else is in the salon. I'm here by myself. I'll just grab Jenny's foils because I'll pay her back when I get a box. I just need them right now. I don't know what to do. So you grab them, you use them, and then you forget about it. And instead of making that into this huge deal of somebody stole my, like Jenny's freaking out, you stole my foils. If they realize it and remember it, own up to it. I mean, if you took something from someone and you had best of intentions to return it, then you need to just, if they're like, somebody took all my foils or a big chunk of my foils, then you need to remember it. I also think it's very important to have integrity with stuff like that. If you are going to borrow something from someone, you need to write it down, reminder in your phone, something that reminds you to make sure you do not forget to repay that. Returning things that you borrow is actually, it's more of like a moral dilemma than it is just trying to have peace around everyone, because maybe Jenny never even notices that the foils were missing, but it's more important that you are the type of person that returns something. So I would always make sure that you are yourself being that kind of person, to where if you absolutely had to take something without someone knowing, that you write it down, you make sure you repay it, or don't even take it. I mean, sometimes you have to. I've been there. I've actually been there mixing, and I like, crap, I'm out of 10 volume. I'm absolutely out of 10 volume. And you go back in the back and you hope someone's cupboard's unlocked and there is one and there's some 10 volume and you're like, hallelujah, because I have to mix up 2 more ounces because I'm halfway done with their head. Like, yeah, so I've been there and I've done it, but I've also really tried hard to make sure that I always let them know, maybe even text them right when you do it so that you can be held accountable for it later on and say, listen, I ended up having to use 2 ounces of your 10 volume developer. I promise I'll pay it back. Then they can remind you if they're worried about it in the future. So with that, be that kind of person. Be the kind of person that returns things that you borrow. Be the kind of person that makes sure that you give the people the benefit of the doubt. If someone took something from you, give them the benefit of the doubt. Let them have a chance to repay you before you start talking about them to everybody else. Like, blah, blah, April took all my foils, that jerk. She steals everything. Yeah, don't be that person. Please just go to the person and say, the security camera shows that you took some of my, that's so funny because there probably is a security camera. So you took some of my foils, so what's up with that? And then they have the chance to be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Here, let me buy you a box, whatever. Let's make it right. So give them the benefit of the doubt. Be the kind of person that you want to be around. Be the kind of person that returns things. And also, as far as talking bad about people goes, this is a really difficult one because you can't force someone to stop talking about someone else. You really can't control other people. I mean, I wish you could sometimes, but unfortunately you can't. The only thing you can do is be kind yourself. So if you're sitting there and someone comes up or you're overhearing someone talking bad about someone else, really all you can do is try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like if she's sitting there saying, April steals foils all the time, she's such a jerk. Maybe you could say, oh, are you sure you talked to her about it? Because maybe she just had to take them and was in a pinch and like between a rock and a hard place and just had to take them. Maybe you should talk to her. So you can be that person's defender, or you can even just say, like, it's okay to say to someone, I am not comfortable talking about them when they're not here. Make your world like a complaint-free zone. Like don't complain about things just to complain about them. Talk to the person that can fix it. If you're mad at somebody for doing something, don't go talking about it to everybody else. Go to that person and tell them, I'm upset because this happened, or I feel this way because this happened. And try to have an adult conversation with them without accusing and without getting upset. Try to stay calm. And most of the time, you guys can work it out on your own without involving the 10 other people in the salon talking smack about everybody else. So go to the person that is either, like, don't just complain to complain. Complain to the person that can actually fix it. Complain to the person that you have the problem with. So if you're being that type of person, I think people learn from example. I think that they will honestly think, you know what? I really admire her because when I did this, she came straight to me and talked about it instead of talking to everybody else. I didn't hear from Amanda over there that Jenny was pissed at me for taking the foils. I heard it straight from Jenny. She came straight to me and said, did you take my foils? You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you need to be the kind of person. That's like, it's so hard for me to tell you advice on this because really it's more about yourself than anyone else. And if you feel good about yourself, if someone is just a total B and a total jerk to you, it will just kind of roll off your back. It won't really affect you as much as it would if you're being the kind of person you know you should be. So yeah, and it's okay to say to them, I'm not going to talk about this because it's not, I prefer to talk about other things. So I really like to live by, I've heard this quote and I'm going to mess it up because I don't have it right in front of me, but I remember it and it stuck with me. It's small-minded people talk about other people, smart people talk about events, and brilliant minds talk about ideas. So be the kind of person that talks about ideas. If someone comes to you and they're starting to talk about somebody else and they're not around and they're just talking about someone else and talking and gossiping, turn it into, let's talk about ideas. You can let them finish their sentence and say, hey, I have this idea, let's do this. Education, maybe they're talking about how Amanda does not know how to cut an line. Did you see it? It is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Maybe instead of saying, oh my gosh, really? Yeah, ha ha ha, she's so ugly. Maybe you turn it into, you know what I think we should do? We should have, every Wednesday night, we should have education night at the salon and share each other's talents. Maybe you could teach Amanda your awesome way of cutting A-lines. Maybe you talk about ideas. Be the one that changes the subject over to bigger things, ideas, events, and not talk about people, because that is going to just close your mind, make you depressed. It's going to actually affect you more than it affects the person you're talking about. And that is, I've learned that from experience, and it's the only thing that I can promise you, you're not going to feel good about yourself after talking about. Maybe like a little bit, because if you feel like putting someone else down is going to help build yourself up a little bit, maybe you'll feel good. But in the long run, it's only hurting yourself. So make sure that you're that person. And if they continue to do it, there's really not much you can do except for just continue to be a good example. Talk to them straight. I mean, yeah, if they're doing it and it's bothering you, you can go up to talk to them and say, I've noticed that we've had a hard time in the salon with people being unkind to other people. What are some ideas we can do to fix that? Talk about ideas. That is going to help. So, God, I don't know what else to say on this subject. It's a tough one because there's a lot of raunchy people out there sometimes, but you also have to remember this. Giving them the benefit of the doubt is always going to be the best thing. And a lot of the time, people that are like that are being just terrible, they're going through really hard things in their life too. And always try to remember that we're all going through really hard things. And if you can try to give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're not that horrible all the time, they're just going through something really tough, and maybe you can even help them out with that, that's going to help a lot too. So I hope this video helped you guys with this, and I hope that you're not going through this because it's actually heartbreaking. And so be nice to those around you. If someone's being a total jerk, love them anyway. Try to find a way to serve them, really, is all I can say. And hopefully that works out good. Let me know if you guys have had any success with this advice or any experiences with this below. Please comment, let me know. And with clients, sometimes clients come in and they're totally horrible. Sometimes they'll sit down in your chair and you're just like, seriously? You're not a nice person. But guess what? Here's the glory of that. You don't have to do their hair ever again. You can just say no. But but you do have to deal with them right then when they're in your chair. And so, yeah, I would say to clients that are just total jerks, don't be jerks. Stylists, if you have a really unkind person sitting in your chair that's saying horrible things, do your best, get through it, try to be kind back to them. And if they're complaining or just being totally unrealistic, then the best you can do is say, I'm sorry, good luck, and you don't have to deal with them again. It's a little bit harder with people in the salon because you have to go see them every day. So, I guess I'm going to stick more to that subject this time. Because raunchy clients, you have to deal with them for a little bit, but as soon as they're out the door and they've forgotten about if they didn't like their hair or whatever, hopefully they're gone. So, yeah, that's a whole nother video. I said I was going to talk about that in the beginning, but I think I'm going to do another video on unsatisfied clients. So let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you'd like to see that. I'll do some brainstorming and get some more ideas for that. But thank you so much for everything you guys have done. Thank you for subscribing, for sharing this with your friends, for tweeting me. That is fun. I'm learning all about the tweets, you guys. Still don't really know how to read a conversation, but I'm doing my best to favorite things and reply. But if I struggle on Twitter, just keep trying. So we'll see you guys next time. And I'm so glad that we have this journey to go on together. Wait, I forgot to tell you guys. You need to go subscribe to my April's Life channel right now. I'm not even kidding you. There's a link below. And I know that you can find it if you try hard enough because it's called April's Life. April's my name. You already know that. Go subscribe. It's daily vlogs. We're current on it, so you see whatever I'm doing the next day. You can see that right now, currently, we're living in a house with 10 kids, almost 11. Next Monday, there's going to be 11 kids in this house. It's a lot of fun. Even if you don't like kids, it's a lot of fun. So go over there and subscribe to our channel right now. And make sure that you guys comment below and let me know what you guys think with the whole entire jerk face salon gossipers. Don't be a jerk face salon gossiper. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.